I'm Darius Williams. I'm born and bred in the great second city, Chicago. It's where I first learned I had a passion for food. As great as the city was, I wanted more, so I set out for the Big Apple. That's right, New York City. I've been here for a few years, cooking, learning, and developing all my recipes. My philosophy is simple. I make great food with familiar ingredients and present them in brand new ways. And here's my rule. It's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. Here's what we're in for today. Just because you're counting calories doesn't mean your food has to be boring. Your food could still have lots of depth and lots of flavor. And it doesn't have to take a long time in the kitchen either. My roasted leek and lemon linguini is perfect for getting a quick meal on the table in no time. Roasting the leeks is probably the hardest thing to do with this recipe, and that's super simple. We start off by cleaning the leeks and then getting them ready to roast in a hot oven. Meanwhile, we whip up the sauce. A few good ingredients is all you need. Onion, garlic, really good olive oil, vegetable stock, white wine, lemon zest, and juice make the best sauce. We toss together with cooked linguini and the roasted leeks and serve up with some toasty whole grain bread, and you've got yourself a winning meal on your hands. And of course, everything we do, you know, it's gotta be simple, delicious, easy, and just good food. So let's get started. All right, first things first, I got a pot of boiling water here, okay? Because I'm gonna boil up our linguini for our dish. Now listen, whatever's in the pasta, water gets soaked up into the pasta. No flavor in the water, no flavor in the pasta. Very, very simple. So I'm gonna over salt the water and undercook the pasta because I want the pasta to continue cooking in the sauce and I want it to be really nice and fresh. I don't want it to go too overboard, too gummy, right? Because that ain't what's up, okay? So remember, no flavor in the water, no flavor in the pasta. Over salt the water, undercook the pasta, all right? So I'm gonna throw some salt in. All right, so our salt is in. I'm gonna go ahead and drop in our linguini, and I'm just gonna cook it just until it becomes al dente, so it finishes cooking in the sauce. All right, so our pasta is on. Our pasta is gonna cook up and it's gonna do amazing things. I have a couple more things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get started on our sauce. So I got some lemons that I'm gonna go ahead and zest. I'm gonna zest them first, okay, before I juice them. Do it the other way around, it's gonna be just almost impossible, all right? So I've got my skillet here. I'm gonna get some olive oil, some onion, and some garlic and get everything going for our sauce. So then I'm gonna season with a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper from the beginning. Remember, it's all about layers of flavor from the very beginning. So there's our salt, and here's our pepper. All right, I'm just gonna cook these just a little bit until they become translucent. All right, so look at that. See, our onion and garlic, they've cooked together. They've sort of infused the oil with really great flavor. So then I just wanna come in here and just zest the lemon. That's where all the essential oils is, right? So I don't wanna go too deep into the white part of the lemon, just right on the surface, just to really get in here and get it good. Right. Now, of course, whenever I use the zest, we also got to use the juice, right? So I'm going to come in here and just cut open our lemon, and I'm going to squeeze in the juice too, just like that. All right, that's going to be great. It already smells good. I'm gonna bump this up a little bit more. So I got a little bit of that vegetable stock, right? That's sort of chilling out on the stove. Throw a little bit of that in. Right, and then I got a little bit of white wine. And the whole thing is just gonna cook together for a little bit until everything just sort of reduces and all the flavors meld together. All right, so while the sauce is doing its, reduction and it's coming together, let me show you what I got. I got a leek here, right? Because I went ahead and roasted some of these off already. So I cut them into strips and I roasted them off in a pan with a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I cut off the white part, right? And then I get in here and cut off the woodsy green. Now don't throw this part away. This is really good for soups and stocks and stews and all that great stuff where you really got to get in some good onion flavor, all right? So then you're left with this part. Now, the leek, they grow into sand, so they can be super dirty, super sandy. So here you go. We're gonna cut it in half, right? And then take each half, cut that into a half, right? To sort of start to get little matchsticks, and then take each half and cut that into a half, right? Just like that. So now what I've got is I got these really great sort of matchsticks of leeks, all right? I'm gonna get some water in here and just let them sort of soak in the water, and what'll happen is that the dirt and the sand is gonna fall off, and you've got yourself some clean leeks. Now to roast these, I'll just put them into a roasting dish, a little bit of salt, pepper, and olive oil, 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, and you end up with what looks like this, which is just roasted, caramelized, delicious leeks that are gonna be perfect to go with our pasta. It's time to put the whole thing together. I got my roasted leeks, I got my sauce cooking. Let me show you how I put the whole thing together. Look at that. So I'm just gonna stir in our sauce. It looks great. Here you go. Those roasted leeks, it's gonna give us that really great sort of caramelized onion flavor. All right, get those in there. I'm gonna drop in some of our pasta, right, that we have over salted the water, yes, but we've also undercooked the pasta so it could soak up the sauce and keep cooking. Just get stirred around, and that lemon, and the white wine and the garlic, and it's gonna be perfect. All right, I'm just gonna finish off with a little bit of fresh cilantro, just like that, and a really good sprinkle of black pepper. And we've got yourself a fantastic dish. This is the roasted leek and lemon linguini. Just gonna plate up some so we can see how it tastes. Here's that pasta, look at that. Let me just, I mean, ain't nobody here but you and me, you know what I'm saying? Let me just dig in. Let me just get a little bit more fresh black pepper, because you could never have enough, honestly. All right, and I'm just gonna go in for a little taste, see what we're working with. This smells great. I'm gonna try to get some leek, sauce, and this is hot, okay? You see that steam coming up? This is so hot. I can smell that white wine already. I can smell it. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. That lemon and garlic works so well with that white wine, and the roasted leek flavor of the pasta is fantastic. You'll never know that this recipe is vegetarian and vegan, all right? You gotta give it a try. Recipes like this and so many more, you know where to find them. They're on my website. It's www.dariuscooks.com. Two things I gotta tell you. Food is my life. Life, it's my food. Until next time, I gotta wish you happy cooking from my heart to yours.